Gate City Paul here, coming at you with a video a little bit different. I want to take you along with me to a place that I've talked about before. It's kind of I don't want to call it a local card shop because it's not. The town I live in, it's not a large town, but just down the road from me is, again, not a large town, but it does have, antique stores, places like that. And one of the places I do go to is into this antique store. It's called the Flea Marketer, or something along that line. Anyways, in there's a vendor, and I've talked about it before. A little local place. It's got great prices on cards and things like that. So I want to take you with me along to see this place. I have a new, I don't know, it's not a new, what do you call them? Action cameras. I can't use the, well-known name because it's not. Don't want to have false advertising or anything like that. But it's a little, portable camera. I'm going to take it along with me. Hopefully, they will not complain. The people won't complain about the recording or anything like that. So I'll take you in with me. Anyways, it's a really cool store. If you guys want, put down in the comments. I'll actually take you around the entire store, but mostly I want to focus on the guy who sells sports cards there and kind of show you some of the stuff that he's got. It's got, lays out a bunch of boxes and things like that. Some repacks that he does himself. Find some good stuff in those repacks and things like that. Let's go down to the little flea market store with the antique stuff and the vendor who sells sports card and see what we can get. Just a side thing, this is not the flea market that I go to. There's a flea market that I go to, and when the weather's nice and I don't really, have anything much going on the weekends, I do set up sometimes. Haven't really put out sports cards down there. I have a few times some oddball stuff that I've picked up through various means before I got back into doing kind of cards. I don't want to say full time. But this is not the flea market I go to. This is a store called, and I don't remember the exact name, but it's called like the Flea Marketer or something like that. So two separate places. I will, when the weather gets nice and there's more vendors and things like that, I will take you with me again to the flea market. If you look at some of my older videos, you can find me setting up as a vendor and selling there some of the junk that I sell there. But this is not that's not what I'm referring to. So you can go check out some older videos if you want to see about that place, or wait and I'll have some newer videos coming up this spring and summertime. Okay, gonna have to do a voiceover on this. I didn't realize that the audio mic on the new camera I had wasn't on, or I don't have it set up yet. So I'll just have to do a little voiceover. So out here, this is the front of that store. See lots of nifty cool things. Got a tandem bike, some signs, things like that. So let's go on and get inside. Notice the arrow on the ground here. They're pretty kind of, I don't want to say strict, but kind of want you to follow the arrows. But it's okay because it goes by this first guy who sometimes has some cards out here, down here at the bottom. He'll put boxes, sets, things like that, but doesn't really have anything today. So we got to go around the corner, back to the front of the store, and come up to the guy's booth. First thing you see here is these couple boxes he has here. These are kind of young, up-and-coming baseball players. He puts them in there. Every once in a while, I could find something good. And I'm trying to cover up. This guy puts the stickers on the front of his cards. It's got his phone number, his address on there. More than anything else, I just don't want anybody to kind of bother him or anything like that. These boxes on the lower, these are kind of a little bit better cards. We'll actually come back to some of this. I'll thumb through it here for a little bit for you, just to kind of show you what's in it. Down here at the bottom, this is where I found that box that you saw me open up not too terribly long ago with, the basketball rookies and stars and inserts. So going in here to the right there, we'll come back to that apparently. But you see he's got some graded stuff there. Nothing spectacular. Over here is he's got basketball players by name separated out. I'll come back to this in a little bit to show you what some of that stuff is. Just pulled some stuff. Somebody had some stuff sitting up there. Wanted to see what it was. Again, trying to cover up the guy's address and phone number. Again, if you do end up seeing it, don't call him, don't bug him, please. Really super nice guy. So these cards here are $1. If they're not labeled, that's what they are. They go for $1. So just that's kind of way that he lays it out. He's got it laid out different. Down on the shelf below, some basketball cards by player as well. Down on the lower portion is football. Oh, see this guy right here? So as we're thumbing through, he is telling us that he's got a Mickey Mantle this and a Babe Ruth that, and it's worth several $1,000s. And then he asked me, well, how much do you think it is? And started asking him questions about, hey, well, what year is it? What make is it? Where did it come from? What's the condition? And of course, he didn't know any of it, but somehow he knew that it was worth several $1,000s. So as you can see, I'm trying to tell him, point out of cards, like, well, they come in different, makes and years and things like that. And unless you know that, really can't put a value on anything. It's just a kind of a funny conversation. But moving on, this is the baseball section. These are baseball players by name. And down here at the bottom, these are his hot packs that he puts out. They sell from anywhere from $1 to $5 and different kind of things. There's also some small sets in here. Here's his football. Again, football by player is here. I tend to pull some stuff up. I looked at it. That was an Eric Montross, which is just sitting there. Don't really remember why I picked it up. But you'll see me here. I'm going to go and reach for the Derek Carrs in the back here. Usually kind of thumb through those to see what he's got for Derek Carrs, if he's added anything new. Getting ready to grab him here. But again, these are all laid out by player name, football players, things like that. So he didn't really have anything new in his Derek Carr, so didn't really pick up anything. He's got a lot of like prison college uniforms and college cards and stuff like that, and a lot of base stuff. More looking for his rookies, and then all of a sudden there's just some random player stuff in there. Sometimes what I think people do is that they try to hide cards in there. They'll come back and get them later for some reason. So thump through those for a while. Then I'm down here. This one I'm trying to show you here is that these are, I believe, basketball by team. So these are going to be kind of just random players, not any stars or anything like that. Actually, those are football. I'm sorry. Basketball, I believe, is down to the bottom left there. So again, these are just kind of football by teams. And again, it's going to be your offensive linemen and things like that are not really well known. Over here, he's got it arranged by usually your 2000 football rookies and your 2020-21 basketball rookies, and the box to the right is the 2020 basketball rookies. I think I was going through in here. I've already rated this box, got all the Lonzo Ball, James Wiseman, and the Edwards. I did slide this clip back in here to show you what he has for Michael Jordans, and these are just that special Jordan edition of the Upper Deck. Nothing really, none of the the early 80s, late 90s Jordans or anything like that. It's just that special edition that was put out. Very common set where that whole entire thing was all Michael Jordans. Now back to the front here. This is the $5 box. I kind of paw through here every once in a while when he does put some new things out. I'm looking at a Tyler Hero here. I do believe I set this one aside to look at later or to come back to. In the end, I don't end up getting that one. I think I'll show you at the end what I did end up picking up out of these boxes. But again, as you can see, these all these cards are $5, and these are some kind of. This has got some relics in here, a couple autos and things like that, rookies. There's a jaw here. I do believe at the end you'll see that. I believe that's the jaw that I pick up. I'm going to fast forward here a little bit just to kind of get you through here, and here's where I kind of take a little bit better look at that jaw. I do end up buying that one, and I do end up getting a couple other things I'll show you at the end of the video. So again, I'm just going to kind of fast forward through here. That will make you, watch me paw through all of these cards, but you just kind of get a general idea of what's in there. There's, LeBron's in there, and all the other Michael Jordans that he has that are not $1. There's some Kobe's in there. Most of those Kobe's I have are not in very good condition. That's why they're still there. Or I don't really think a $5 price tag on them is worth it. So, and the Kobe's he does have over there, again, this are those special editions. He's got some Lukas in here. I wish I got a better shot of it, but there is a Luka Donruss optic in there. It's just horribly centered, and I wish I got a better picture of it, but I ended up, was not a very good picture of it, so I moved on. I set this Cal Ripken aside, but I do end up at the end put it back. I did check comps on it. As you can see here, I had a Gary Payton I put back. So I start looking at comps to see what they were for those. That Cal Rip ended up too. The centering on it was way off, so I do end up putting that back. And then actually the jaw that I end up getting is the one on the left. So I'm gonna break the phone out here, check eBay comps on them, to make sure I'm not paying $5 for a $2 card. Again, just pulling through here. I'm gonna end up you'll see me put these cards back. So that's the little card shop that we go to, and see what. Let me know what you think about it. Well, what'd you think? Sorry, I had to do a voiceover there. Apparently, I didn't get the mic set up for the on the camera to be able to record live. I did the best I could to kind of paraphrase what that gentleman was talking about. Of course, he's that whole, I've got this card, I got that card, and it was just kind of funny. And then he started asking specifics. Well, what year, what make, who, and it's I was like, well, I don't know, but somehow you knew they were worth several $1,000s. But hey, what are you gonna do? So I'll show you. You guys saw me kind of pulling through some of those boxes of cards that I have. I'll show you a few things that I picked up. Well, I only picked up 2 cards. I picked them up out of that box that's kind of in this front. It's kind of, I don't want to say the better stuff, but, it's not everything on the tables and on the racks, apart from some other rookie stuff that he's got out there. That stuff's like $1 or, is $1 each. The stuff kind of out front, it's got a box. This stuff is $5 a piece. Now, I've hunted through that box. You saw me go through that box. Every time I go through that box, I usually tend to find new stuff. So that's kind of why I do spend some time. But you saw me pawing through it. This time I only picked up 2 cards out of it. One I picked up was this John Morant Chronicles from 2019 and 20. Did think that it was worth $5. I'm kind of going to try to get in on some of these rookie guys that, yes, some of this stuff is only base, but, graded, it does kind of raise the value. And speaking of that, I did get a Tyler Hero Illusions out of that too. You guys saw that. You had a bunch of them in there. This is kind of the one that was in the best condition. So those are the only 2 single cards I picked up. Before I left, and then after I had shut off the camera, I was kind of looking. I think you saw down, he had some repacks and stuff like that. Down at the bottom, he had this right here, which is 2016-17 Prism Sky's the Limit complete set 1 through 25. There you see I covered up his phone number and address thing. Paid $15 for this. Don't really know if that was worth it or not. It was kind of a, when you're at this, checkout counter at the grocery store and, you see the candy bars and like, oh, you know what? I want a Snickers today. Well, that was kind of one of those things. It's kind of like, oh, that's cool. I'll get that. And so that's what I ended up doing. Because main thing is on the back. I saw Anthony Davis is on the back, so it's one of the reasons why I did pick it up. So it's a complete insert set. I have no idea the value of it. I just thought it was really cool, and it was an impulse buy. So I'm an impulse buyer. So let's look at this. Again, this is out of 2016-17 Prism. Complete set of Sky's the Limit. Zach LaVine. Andre, is that Drummond? Yep, Andre Drummond. Aaron Gordon. There's a LeBron. Vince Carter. Let's see. Will Barton. Antetokounmpo. Terrence Ross. John Wall. DeAndre Jordan. Andre Iguodala. Oh, got 2 stuck together there. There's a Westbrook and Blake Griffin. Andrew Wiggins. Julius Randle and Mason Plumlee. Victor Oladipo. I think that's how you say his name. Paul George, when he's still with Indiana. Dame Leonard, sorry. Eric Bledsoe, Justin Winslow, Porzingis. This is Keith Faden. I don't know who that is. Never Stanley Johnson, and then of course Anthony Davis on the end. I wonder. I was just thinking this as I was pawing through there. 25 cards. I'd have to go back and look at the condition. I wonder if this is worth sending in to get the entire set graded and how much that would be. I'm going to have to look into that. Probably a dumb idea. Most of my ideas are dumb, but I don't know. It could be the dumbest thing I ever do, or it could be the smartest thing I ever do. What do you think? Put it down in the comments below. And with that, have a good day. And be safe.